The First Omen, release date, cast, story, trailer and everything we know about the prequel. The chills of the Omen franchise are returning in The First Omen, and there are already plenty of exciting updates about the terrifying prequel. The First Omen, a prequel to the classic horror franchise, is set to release on April 5, 2024, and offers a chance to reignite the series by expanding on its lore. Director Arkasha Stevenson, known for her work on Channel Zero, and producer David S. Goyer, known for the Dark Knight trilogy, are leading the behind-the-scenes team for The First Omen. The new movie will follow a young American woman in Rome as she uncovers a dark conspiracy to bring about the birth of the Antichrist, offering a chilling and unique twist to the Omen series. The classic horror franchise returns in The First Omen, and there are plenty of exciting updates about the terrifying new prequel film. Starting with the release of the eponymous movie in 1976, the Omen franchise concerns a young boy named Damien who is adopted by a couple and slowly begins to reveal himself as the spawn of the devil himself. With its striking and horrifying imagery and shocking twists, the Omen was a crown jewel of 70s horror and has continued as a franchise in various sequels, reboots, and now a prequel, The First Omen. Horror franchises rarely get laid to rest for long, but The First Omen is the newest movie in the series since the release of the 2006 remake, which failed to impress critics. A short-lived jaunt on TV also failed to reignite interest, but the prequel finally has a chance to reinvigorate the classic series by expanding upon the lore. Every Omen movie has its own strengths and weaknesses, and the new prequel benefits from hindsight, and can inject a bit of modern horror flair into the well-worn intellectual property. Even as new and original horror films dominate the box office, recognizable names like The Omen still go far. The First Omen is being directed by newcomer Arkasha Stevenson, who is perhaps best known for directing 7 episodes of the horror anthology series Channel Zero. The film was co-written by Stevenson, Tim Smith, and Keith Thomas, who recently directed the Stephen King adaptation, Firestarter, in 2022. David S. Goyer serves as producer on The First Omen, and he is well known for penning notable scripts for projects such as Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. Though several cast members have been announced for The First Omen, many haven't been assigned characters and little is known about who they'll be playing. Since it is a prequel, it can be assumed that many of the characters will be new, though a few returning figures are possible. The biggest name in the movie's cast so far is that of Bill Nighy, Love Actually, who has been tapped to play Lawrence. Nell Tiger-Free, Game of Thrones, is also starring in a major role, though her character's name hasn't been revealed yet. Ralph Ineson, The Witch, joins the cast of The First Omen as Father Brennan, the role originally played by Doctor Who Alan Patrick Troughton in the 1976 film. Similarly, Father Spoleto will be played by Anton Alexander, Exodus, Gods and Kings, a role first played by Martin Benson. It is unclear whether other characters from the original film will be making an appearance. It was disclosed all the way back in 2020 that the Omen prequel would reveal Damien's origins, but The First Omen has finally gotten an official synopsis which sounds equally chilling. The new movie will follow a young American woman, played by Nell Tiger-Free in an as-yet unnamed role, who travels to Rome to dedicate her life to the church as a nun. However, once she arrives, she begins to uncover a dark conspiracy that plans to bring about the birth of the Antichrist. Surprisingly, though The Omen has a slew of sequels and even a remake, none of them attempted to explain where Damien first came from or why. Nothing has been announced about whether Damien will even be in the movie, but since he is the titular Antichrist, he will likely only appear briefly, and as a newborn infant. The story will have to be carried by the other characters, and it isn't clear exactly who Nell Tiger-Free's main character will fit into the lore of the larger Omen series. As announced in November 2023, The First Omen is set to release on April 5, 2024. Horror movies tend to do well at all times of year, though an April release does bode well for The First Omen's box office chances. The new horror prequel is the only major movie to be announced for that weekend so far, and it narrowly misses future blockbuster Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire, which is currently slated for an April 12th release. No matter where the first Omen.
Row 18, plot 20.